Can't. Okay, there we go. I thought it was taking a picture. Hello, zombies and everyone else who decided to join. Welcome to episode 2 of our podcast.
Welcome, my awesome zombies. It's your boy Broken. Shit. It's early in the morning, guys. Your boy Broken Zombie with Broken Zombie Productions, aka Mikey. Welcome to our podcast. We really do need to make a name for the podcast.
Yeah, we really do, and we'll come up with that at some point, chat. Right now, it's like I said, it's early. Boat just got up, so you're just gonna get the minimal on episode. Well, not the minimal on episode 2, but creative thought wise, we're not rolling in the rolling right now. So you're gonna have to deal with it. But by episode 3 next week, like I said, hopefully if I haven't violated probation and in jail, you guys will have a more creative name for our podcast.
Don't worry, he's not going to duty that he won't be in jail. Because he's too free to go to jail. This, fucking
That's
guy
true.
looks like, what's that guy? Tom Cruise, motherfucker.
That's true. That's true. Tom Cruise doesn't need to go to jail, so we'll hope that the probation officer understands that. He is old and like an older gentleman, so hopefully he's not jealous. But we'll kind of leave that one alone. But to start with, we're gonna continue on from episode 1 on our Japanese culture. But first, I was gonna talk Mikey into doing a reaction on the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer, which Angry Joe show. I love you, but you stole my fucking idea, and several other people stole my idea on the reaction trailer already because I was one of the first people that as soon as it popped up, I watched it and wanted to do it. But it's not Stream Wednesday, so we waited, and of course now everybody else decided to do it. So we're gonna do ours before it gets too many in there. Um, but here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up on our beautiful, sexy tablet here, and I'm gonna turn it around for you. Oh, 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 oh. And then we're gonna go ahead and if I can push it, there we go. Well, hold on. Okay, there we go. There we go, chat. Sorry. I like how they put the rings in there on the Paramount thing. That was pretty cool. And it is sorry guys, it is backwards because you're watching it from another tablet to a tablet. So sorry.
We have some tablet on tablet action here, baby.
That's how it goes. Nice and sexy. And you know what? He does look kind of goofy looking. I have to say, like how they made Pikachu look. He does look kind of goofy. Um,
The way Pikachu looks actually looks really good. It looks like a Pikachu.
well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like they did that, but kind of made him look a little weirder. But I think the whole reason this would come together is because they have Jim Carrey in it. Because you really can't fuck with Jim Carrey. And you know what? I mean, it's probably still going to be somewhat okay, but the only reason this is going to work out as good as it is because of Jim Carrey.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
When I saw this, I was just like, I already knew that they were supposed to be making a movie, but I was just like, oh, please don't just don't. And then I saw the Detective Pikachu thing. I was like, yeah, that'll be here soon.
Oh, yeah. It's coming out. There's probably going to be a couple more movies they're going to do with that, too.
It's like, I'm kind of curious how they're going to explain, like, okay, the Pokemon world is in the Pokemon world, but Sonic the Hedgehog is in the human world. So you
Yeah.
have, like, 4-foot blue, hedgehog. Like 4-foot hedgehog that's giant blue and stuff in the human world.
Well, you know what I'm pissed off at? I'm great that they got Sonic the Hedgehog, but where the fuck is Tails at? Where's the fucking squirrel at?
Yeah, where's Stan? Where's See, that's what I'm saying. It's in the human world where they should just set it somewhere in like the Sonic realm. Like it's like world with all the furry animals fucking running around talking,
Yeah.
and
Well,
like some of the humans get pushed into it. That would make more sense. But this one's like, no, Sonic's here. He's gonna save the world.
well, at the very end, in here, I'll pull it back up for you, chat. At the very, very end of this trailer, you see Jim Carrey in Sonic the Hedgehog's world, where you got all the mushrooms around and shit, and he's got like a bigger, um,
Dash.
bigger mustache and shit, and so I don't understand if like that's like the beginning of it because like at the beginning of the trailer he when I forgot what his name is that's the LA or the police officer or whatever that's helping Sonic out and he's and here this is the guy I'm talking about here. I don't know what the fuck his name is. um but and he's a decent actor. He's not too bad. But he's like, the Sonic's explaining to him, he's like, "Hey, I'm here to save the world." Ha ha ha. Well, why are you here to save our world from Jim Carrey? He's already human, unless like Jim Carrey's not. I mean, obviously he is human, but if he's not from our world and he's followed Sonic from Sonic's world to destroy our world, and that's where, or vice versa or whatever, Sonic followed him into our world to save our world. But at the same time, it's just there's so many holes in this storyline and stuff. The only, like I said, the only thing that's really keeping it together is Jim Carrey's comedy. I mean, that's the only thing that's really gonna pull this thing together because the plot and everything else is just it's not gonna be funny. It's not gonna be worth it.
One good thing about the trailer is trying to make you think, okay, is Sonic in our world or is this like stuff like that? It's not kind of like the Detective Pikachu saying, okay, yeah, this is basically a story we're hunting for, guy's dad who's disappeared.
Yeah.
And hear a Pikachu talk, but nobody else can. The trailers for that kind of ruin the movie itself, if you think about it. Because unfortunately, trailers nowadays show way too much.
That's true. Or they do show you stuff that is either too much or is not. They don't put it in the movie. Like what was it? Like the Hellboy. I didn't even bother watching the new Hellboy or anything with that, just because I watched a lot of trailers on it and reactions to it. And to be honest, it's just it's garbage. I mean, it's really just garbage. They've tried to put way too much comedy into it. I like the fact that they wanted to go back to the original comic and try to keep shit in there, but the actor they had and shit, like, it was just fucking horrible. And I forgot his name, who did the original Hellboy movies, because he, like, after the second Hellboy, which didn't do that good, because the first one I thought was the most amazing Hellboy. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I had it, like, when PSP came out and they were doing the PSP movies, I watched that 24/7. I loved that movie. I got the director's uncut where there was a lot more cussing, there was a lot more just jokes in there and shit, and it was fucking awesome. I mean, he's just a great actor. Um, and he pushed for the
That's the original actor for Hellboy.
Yeah, and he pushed for the third movie to kind of get it back to the comics and stuff like that, push it back a little bit more and like redo it. And they're like, no, sorry, we're not going to do it. And so now when they decided to redo the movie, I think they tried to get him to come back in, but he's just like, no, you guys he said no to me, this, that, and the other. So I think they just wanted his like creative ideas, and then they, he was just like, nah, I mean, fuck you guys, Which I understand that.
Going back to trailers, like, me and my friend Derek do have a kind of policy. We'll watch the first trailer, but we won't watch any other trailers because if we decide we want to go watch the movie, we don't already want to know what's all going to happen in the movie,
That way it doesn't ruin it for you. Because like we were saying, yeah, they reveal way too much in the trailers nowadays.
Yeah. Some people already made comments on this part. They're like, wait, so that guy was able to shoot Sonic in the leg with a train, but yet Sonic, with his missiles coming with him, had enough time to basically almost freeze time and move through things. That don't make no sense.
No,
And
it
I'm like,
doesn't. And they're trying to throw that comedy in there, and he's just. I forgot what he says when he gets shot with a dart. He's just like, "Ooh ha ha," or some goofy line or something, and then he falls and goes to sleep. But at the
yeah,
same time, they're like trying to give that connection, that bond between the police officer and Sonic. And it's like, well, you just kind of fucking ruined that, because wouldn't it be cool if, like, him and Sonic just kind of go at it, like he tries to shoot Sonic with the darts, and Sonic's just going around them like, ha, come get me, or whatever, or, something better than just, okay, shoot the dude with the dart, and then he passes out, and then he wakes up, oh, hey, now we're buddies, or we got to talk, and now we're friends, and
yeah,
no, that doesn't work.
yeah. But see, like movies nowadays, I understand the trailer, but they show so much of the best scenes that they basically ruined the movie itself.
Yep. Oh, I agree.
And I understand, like, you have to show a little bit of stuff to get people interested.
Yeah, you want to hook them in,
Yeah, but not several important scenes that are like, are going to happen.
Yeah.
Just like the Aquaman trailer. It was just like mind blowing, because it's like, okay, this is Aquaman, and I'm a big Jason Momoa fan.
Oh yeah, no, he's a great actor. And it was unfortunate that he didn't get more roles until he did the Game of Thrones stuff, because he was an actor before then and had a few small roles and stuff. But then when he did Game of Thrones, he blew up.
Yeah, Game of Thrones real, but he was in Stargate Atlantis.
Yep. And I thought that was a really good series for him. I love Stargate Atlantis. I thought it was in some ways better than Stargate SG-1. And you know what? There was that one, sorry Chad, I'm letting the dog is why I can't see me now. Or chat, excuse me, podcast fans, I got to switch over from my streaming mode here. But, even Stargate Universe that they pulled out, I thought was fucking stupid. I mean, I thought the premise of it was okay, but then when he started watching it, it was just like it fell apart. I mean, so Stargate Atlantis should have put him up even further, but for some reason it didn't, because he was a really good actor in that. I thought he did a great job.
He's supposed to be very young in that too, still.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then he had like a couple of small movie roles where he just appeared in it, and it was like one where this family was like on vacation. They went to a Native American casino, and he was there, and the daughter had hots for him. His role, what really brought him forward, was called Drogon. That really cemented him.
Oh yeah.
And he blew up ever since. He's a good actor. It's just, they try to sometimes typecast him,
Yeah.
because of his, like, ethnic look, which is fine. He doesn't care. He actually thinks it's funny. He don't mind.
Oh no, he's one of the I think coolest people. I would love to fucking hang out with him. If you've seen a lot of his videos or him hanging out and stuff, he's just fucking wide open and just fucking hilarious and just just always having a good time and shit. He's just cool as fuck. And then also obviously helps out when you're fucking co-starring with Emilia Clarke, fucking one of the sexiest women, in my opinion, with white hair. I mean, she's sexy to start with. And I think they kind of degraded her role in that, not degraded her role, but kind of gave her a strong female character, but then kind of like minimized it in Star Wars Solo Story, or the Solo Story, or whatever. I thought she could have had a great character role in that, and then just kind of like didn't give you shit. Like started off, okay, no, she's cool, okay, she likes Han Solo, and then just kind of leaves her alone, and then kind of pulls her back up, like, okay, yeah, I'm the, yep, I'm all around, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, no, now you realize that she's just a henchman type bitch, and then it's like, okay, well now you've degraded her character when you like were trying to build her up before they started, and
Well,
then at the end of the movie you see her talking to Darth Maul because somehow Darth Maul lives, uh,
canon.
which makes no sense because if you watch, and I don't know if it's canon or I forget which universe it is. But in Star Wars Rebels, Obi-Wan Kenobi fucking kills Darth Maul finally. I mean, he finally gets rid
Yeah,
of him. But
canon.
somehow he's still alive in Star Wars the Solo story, which is past, I believe, when the Rebels series was taking. After that had happened or whatever, because.
No,
Which is
yeah.
weird how they try to fit all that in together, which they end up just kind of screwing themselves on that. So, sorry, Kathleen Kennedy, you're still a fucking cunt. Pardon my language, but you're a dumb bitch. Sorry, you fucking ruined Star Wars, in my opinion, with your fucking feminist bullshit. And then even when you try to pull out your feminism type stuff, you fuck it up. Like the robot, oh my god, you've ruined robots. You've ruined droids. How do you ruin a fucking droid? But you managed to do that, Kathleen Kennedy, with your feminism bullshit.
Actually, no, no. I thought the droid part was the funniest part about the entire thing. You
I,
basically got a fucking crazy droid. A crazy robot. It's like, freedom, freedom. And all I could think was, is like Johnny Five from, not batteries, not
Short
included.
circuit.
Yeah, short circuit. All I can think is, man, if Johnny Five was like stoned off his ass
That's
and
what
was
she would be.
Johnny Five, that's what I'm go through the whole thing. So I didn't mind the female robot thing. that was
Well,
funny as hell.
some of it was okay, but just the fact of like she was like, oh, I'm in control of this. Even how Lando was kind of like, oh, this is my girl or this is my bot or what? Because he's I forgot what type of sexual orientation he had, but he like basically fucks anything that he's attracted to, which I thought was just kind of wrong in a way because you have besides the new what's his name besides Finn, and which I thought they kind of Finn. Okay, look, we know we're not racist here. There obviously in the original Star Wars and shit that not many ethnic people or whatnot were in the original Star Wars movies and stuff, and then I think that just kind of was just basically more on how it was going around that time, and as many good actors or great actors or actresses that there were at the time that were black or Spanish or whatever, just didn't think, because a lot of people thought Star Wars was going to be a dud to start with. It was okay, it's not that good, blah blah blah, and that's where George Lucas was pushing it forward like, oh no, this is going to be the shit, and then it turned out being great. But he's already started the series, and it's just kind of how you have to keep that going. But Lando was awesome. Lando was fucking cool. And then you have Finn, who's a fucking, black, another great actor. You're bringing ethnicity in there, that's awesome. But then somehow you make him less than he's out to be. Like the first, what was it, episode 7 or whatever. Yeah, he's using Rey's lightsaber. He's using Luke Skywalker's lights. That is fucking awesome. Granted, he wasn't great with it, but he was still he was doing it, man. That was awesome. And then you kind of shit him off in a side story, and that had no premise, and then you give us a badass Asian girl who's ends up having to fucking sacrifice herself and shit in order to save Finn. That's I like that. You gave her a purpose somewhat, but then you just killed her though. I mean, so what is? I don't even know if I want to watch the new Star Wars because what's going to happen with Finn? I think Finn should be Rey's disciple. I think he should be her Padawan. I think he's awesome. I think you have the premises of good shit here, and then you're like backtracking on him, and you're just like I said with Emilia Clarke, you build the character up, tear it down, and then try to build it back up, but then it ends up making no sense. So And we were gonna get to the Japanese stuff, but I think it's just gonna be a review and just regular episode today. So sorry, chat. But
when one gets into Star Wars, there's nothing else in the world. That's a true fan for you, homies.
yep, shit. And I was just pissed off because like when you have Obi-Wan Kenobi and he dies in the beginning in the first movie from Darth Vader, but you gave him a great purpose though, like he was teaching Luke the whole time and trying to get him to do his shit. And then he ends up like, okay, I'm becoming the ultimate. He realizes that he's going past Qui-Gon Jinn, and just like Yoda is now part of the living. He's part of the Force. When you die, you're always part of the Force. You're always gonna be there. But to have that ability to bring yourself that people could see or still have your consciousness and separate yourself from the Force, that is the ultimate power. That's what Force Ghost. Yeah, that was what Qui-Gon was trying to get Yoda to do because he could never quite reach it. So it was awesome that you had him just let Darth Vader kill him, but then Luke Skywalker, you just have him die from fucking Kylo Ren. Are you fucking kidding me? Who had to trick Snoke like in order to kill him? You didn't even kill Snoke in a cool fashion. You just kind of like took advantage of his like supposed ego, and he was super powerful. And then I don't know.
Well, okay, for the Qui-Gon thing, Qui-Gon actually mastered the ghost form. That's the reason Yoda sent Kenobi with Luke, so he could be connected in Tatooine with Qui-Gon, who could show him, who could keep training him.
Yeah.
That was in episode 3 at the very end. So Qui-Gon actually basically went further than Yoda. And Yoda was already so old and stuff. He already knew how to do this stuff, but he let Qui-Gon do it on his own, most likely, after death. And then same thing with Obi-Wan. But the thing about the whole Star Wars stuff is when Disney took it over, they retconned so much stuff that was originally canon that they kind of screwed their stuff because they're trying to make certain things canon in their world.
Yeah.
Just like retconning, Han shooting first. They're like, oh no, he didn't shoot first. It was a bounty hunter who shot at him first, and then he retaliated by shooting him. Han shot him first.
Yeah.
And the original, Han shoots that bitch first.
Plain and simple. Sorry.
But it's just the reason Lucas tried to change it was he's like, I didn't want Han to be a bad guy. And it's like, I'm sorry, you're not a bad guy. You're in a very dangerous world, and it's kill or be killed.
Exactly. You have to be a badass. You have to take that initiative in order to survive there. And that's what was amazing about Han is he knew that, was born around that, and took that initiative. That's what made him such a badass character. And like originally, Lucas wanted to actually kill Han off in Star Wars. Or I think it was the person who helped write the screenplay and write the story with Lucas wanted to kill Han off, but Han became such a popular character in the first movie that they ended up keeping him in through the entire series. Which I agree because, like I said, he's a normal person like us. He doesn't have the Force, doesn't have that ability. In some ways, I think he is like somewhat Force sensitive, but like. He's such a badass character that a lot of people were able to relate to him, because now I don't have to be related to this goody two-shoes Luke Skywalker, which I'm not saying he's that much goody two-shoes, but you get what I'm saying. It was so awesome that you had that extra character in there that people could relate to, that was a fucking, a hero, but also like badass, like, like Hellboy. Like, okay, he's got that little bit of evil in him, he's got that darkness in him, but he still can fight for good,
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, at the time, you got to remember how the politics of the world started to change, where everybody has to be politically correct, or they have to be, gender neutral and all this other stuff, and it's just crazy nowadays.
Yeah.
That's what ruins stories because, like, Han shooting first. That set Han Solo as a badass. He doesn't take shit. He's not like Luke who gets beat up and finally has to fight back. He'll kick your ass first.
Exactly.
But then they try to change that.
Exactly. Yeah, they, and that's the thing is when you're telling stories or you're in this other world, you don't have to be politically correct because these stories are that way for those. I mean, it's not America. It's not the United States. It's not the current time. That's why it's called a story. That's why it's an alternate universe. That's why it's something different.
But see, it's like when you add in political side and feminists and, all this other just pointing out crazy stuff, then you get a messed up, story of, like, here's Rey, a potential bad day, and she starts out okay, and then she drops to dust, and comes back up, drops to dust. She's not important.
No, and that's another great female character that was like I was so excited for. Okay, we're getting a female that's gonna be fucking Jedi. She's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be the shit. And then, like you said, she starts off badass as fuck. Hits Finn on his ass. Because the little droid is saying, "Oh, it stole his owner's jacket," and then it's like, "I don't need you to hold my hand, motherfucker. I can run on my own." Like, oh, okay, yeah, that's Mr. and Mrs. That's Mrs. Smith, right? Okay, all right, I'm liking this. And then you belittle her. You belittle her. Like, oh, I need to go back to my. I'm waiting for some. Oh, I'm touching this lightsaber. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I can hear Yoda talking and Obi-Wan talking in the background. But I'm just so scared. Really? Fucking really? And then she ends up trying to and then she ends up running from Kylo Ren. What the fuck? What the fuck? It would have been more badass if she just like somehow held on to that lightsaber, was like, say, instead of running away and not and like leaving the lightsaber, say she took the lightsaber and said, I need some time, and then went to the woods and was like sitting there looking at it and was thinking and maybe hearing something from Yoda or Obi-Wan and trying to contemplate what's going on, not being scared, but a little nervous or a little anxious, but then still like, okay, her badassness is like keeping her from throwing the lightsaber away and running like a little bitch, and just holding on to it, and then pulling the lightsaber up and then fighting Kylo Ren right off the bat because she has those skills already. Maybe not with the lightsaber, but she has those skills because she was surviving on her own in the desert already on Jakku. Well, I mean, come on.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I can understand trying to build the character up because when Luke first started, he didn't know anything.
Yeah.
But he had Obi-Wan. When she started, she had no one. Okay, so I kind of understand what they were trying to do, but it's like they couldn't focus on one moment to be a bad day or keep her where she was normal until she met, like, Luke or somebody who knew Force powers,
Well, that's where the bug-eyed lady comes in. I forget what the fuck her name is.
That one, yeah.
I thought that was a cool character to back Rey up because she's trying to explain to Rey, like, hey, this is yours. Hey, you're supposed to do this. And if she was, instead of making her run, you could have had her explain a few things before she went